I saw a post actually this morning from Andrew Lloyd Webber that I really want to respond to because I just have a lot to say about it. And it's a quote that seems quite innocent and maybe inspiring or I don't know, motivating. I don't know. You decide. But I'm going to read it to you, and I'm going to link it in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll link it in the show notes if you are listening to the podcast, because this episode I'm just really feeling called to share in both places. So if it is a little bit awkward because sometimes I mention a YouTube thing or sometimes I mention a podcast thing, don't worry about it. Just ignore that bit. And definitely, if you're watching on YouTube, then subscribe on YouTube and follow the podcast and vice versa and all the socials. And let's get into this. Okay, so here is the quote. The quote is, "You're lucky if you know what you want to do in life." Okay? You're lucky if you know what you want to do in life, dot, dot, dot. And you are incredibly lucky if you are able to have a career in it. Okay, so that is the quote. And what do you think? Do you agree? It's like one of those kind of nice platitude type quotes that people go, yes. Are you thinking yes? I'll read it again. You're lucky if you know what you want to do in life. And you are incredibly lucky if you are able to have a career in it. So, how does that make you feel? Are you somebody who knows what you want to do in life? And do you feel lucky that that is the case? I think for a lot of artists, we do know what we want to do in life. But the second part, for artists especially, is where it gets a little bit dicey. You are incredibly lucky if you are able to have a career in it, because then we start feeling like there's something wrong with us if we have dual income or lots of different streams of income as artists. What is our career meant to be if we know we want to be on stage? Or like Andrew Lloyd Webber, who is a composer of just extraordinary, I mean, he has a prolific career on Broadway as a composer producer. And so the shows that he's created going back in time are like Jesus Christ Superstar and Cats and Evita and Starlight Express and Aspects of Love and Sunset Boulevard, which is on Broadway right now. A lot of his older shows are having a resurgence right now because some of his shows have had revivals that have been just doing really, really well. And also, Stephen Sondheim is gone now, and Andrew Lloyd Webber was coming up around the same time, but with entirely different music, and he is still alive, and he has a very strong social media presence. And I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are critical of his work, but I have always just loved it. I love Stephen Sondheim, and I also love Andrew Lloyd Webber. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It's like apples and oranges, two completely different things and doing different things well. You can look them up if you don't know who they are, who I'm talking about. But let's get back to Andrew Lloyd Webber's quote. So I really want to get into this with you because it's one of those sneaky things that we just agree with because somebody says it well, or somebody famous says it, or it's on a graphic post that looks cool. And I just don't think it is correct. And so I want to get into it with you because I think that believing this is very disempowering. And I want to give you an alternative thought, an alternative way of looking at your career, an alternative way of looking at your life, an alternative way of looking at like how the world even works. Because the very start of it is the thing that I most disagree with, and that is luck, just this concept of luck. I don't honestly believe in luck. And so if you go down all of the rabbit holes related to manifestation and law of attraction, you're going to know what I mean. And I'm not quite sure yet how much of that stuff I want to cover in this particular video. But what I do want to do is start with like a very intelligent way of looking at luck. And it's another quote. And now this quote has landed for me in life just as a far more truthful statement. And so the quote is that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So maybe that is already landing for you, but if not, let me break it down a little bit. So preparation means all of the hard work that you've put into becoming the artist that you have become, right? It's the practice, it's the study, it's the lessons, it's the commitment, it's the years, it's the hours. That is your preparation. So it's not like you can be walking down the street and, having a dream of becoming a concert pianist, and then somebody goes, "Wow, you look like a concert pianist. Let me give you a concert." Like that's never going to happen, and it would be awful if it did because you'd go on stage to perform and you wouldn't know how to play piano. So we need that preparation in order to achieve anything, right? So we need the preparation. But then the luck piece is that opportunity. It's that you actually have done all the work to become an extraordinary pianist, and then you create a YouTube video that some producer or presenter sees, or you're a pianist and the opportunity is a competition, or the opportunity is a performance that was like a smaller performance that gets rave reviews, and now more people comes to see it, including somebody that is the producer at a bigger venue. That's opportunity. Or you are playing piano for friends of your parents, and it just happens to be that one of those friends is in the music industry and they see you and you're quite young, and you do get kind of discovered, but you also get nurtured and have even more preparation. And so I do like this phrase, like luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And that's a good way into this. But I also want to say, and I'm going to read the top part again, you're lucky if you know what you want to do in life. So are you, though? Are you lucky if you know what you want to do in life? Because as far as I'm concerned, this is already a choice. Like, so many people don't ever think about what they want to do in life, or they know what they want to do in life from, like, myself at 6 years old, and I'm watching Annie on Broadway for the first time, and my eyes are so wide, and I'm on the edge of my seat just watching these other people my age. I was 11 on stage performing and singing, and I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, I wanna do that." You probably had some of these early experiences where you're like, "Yeah, I do know what I wanna do." I think a lot of us know what we wanna do when we're young. But what we want to do when we're young, it may not be the final thing we do, because there's an evolution of who we become. And maybe that dream of being on Broadway evolves into other ways of, like that part of being center stage, being in the spotlight maybe never changes, but maybe it's no longer attached to Broadway. Maybe you end up being a public speaker or a university professor who's really obsessed with a particular topic, and you just love standing there and sharing your wisdom with the students. I mean, it's not so much that whatever it is we want to be when we grow up, when we're young, is locked in stone. It can be. For me, it was sort of more of a return where I started at 11. I wanted to be on Broadway. Then I wanted to be the first female professional baseball player in the major leagues. Then I wanted to be the first female president. You see, there was a lot of ambition. Then I wanted to be an international opera singer, and then it all came back to Broadway. But now it's evolved into something else entirely, and yet there's a through line through all of it. And so the through line for me, there's an ambition, there's like a calling to be more, to evolve into the greatest version of me, whatever that looks like. And I think that a lot of us really do have that kind of desire to evolve into more. That is a choice. It is a choice to study. It's a choice to get the skills. It's a choice to really recognize what your gifts are and then expand them through study, through intuition, through applied, time. That, like, it is a choice. And it is a choice to decide to have a mission. And this is a lot of what we've been talking about in the mission-driven program that I'm teaching as I am recording this video, all about who is it that you want to be in this lifetime? Like, what is that mission that kind of lives in your heart and soul? If you were to excavate, like an archaeologist, if you were to go inside, peel off the layers of cultural and childhood conditioning to find, like, what is really there at the center of who you are, What is that mission? How is it that you're here to serve the world? Because this is what I'm here to do. And I take that mission seriously. Even if I don't know exactly what the mission is, I know I'm here to serve the world. I know I'm here to do good work. And I believe that you are too. If you watched this video to this point, then you also are here to serve the world. But it is a choice to look for your mission. It is a choice to do that digging and excavation. It is so much easier to just sit on the couch and watch Netflix. It is so much easier to just work your variety of day jobs and kind of play at wanting to be an artist of some kind. It is so much easier to just stop and go into corporate or become a lawyer or a doctor. It's so much easier to just be an artist and never think about this. And I'm not saying that any of these things in and of themselves are easy, because I know it's not easy to become a doctor or a lawyer. I know it's not easy to be hustling and hustling day jobs and side jobs and also being an artist. What I mean by it's not easy is it's not easy to go inside. It's not easy to do the inner work. It's not easy to look at yourself and look at your life and be truly honest and authentic with the choices that you are making, and the choice to just coast, or the choice to blame other people for you not being successful, or the choice to think that it's all about luck when it never was about luck at all. Okay, so this is why this quote has activated me, because it's not about luck. It's about choice. It's about decision. It's about you standing in your power and knowing that you're meant to live your mission, whatever that mission might be. And then the second half, you are incredibly lucky if you are able to have a career in it. Do you see how this is already so annoying to me? No, you're not lucky if you have a career in it. Like, this is just that same thing from the industry gatekeepers, the industry success stories, the industry producers who are saying it's up to us basically to like gift you the opportunity to perform on big stages. It's us who are saying, yes, you're the anointed one who gets to have a big career, or it's luck, it's just luck. It's just luck. It's just a numbers game. All right. I'm going to go back to, you are incredibly lucky if you are able to have a career in it. You are incredibly lucky if you are able to have a career in it. And it's just not luck. It's decision. It's decision to go for the career. It's the decision to believe in yourself. It's the decision to make the choice in the first place to follow mission. It's the choice to stand in your power and know that you have agency in this lifetime. It definitely requires preparation and it requires opportunity, but you can actually create opportunities for yourself by, for example, showing up regularly on social media and sharing what you do, sharing your mission, talking just like I am right now, and being a beacon for the people who would benefit from your work, whether you are a teacher, coach, and you're wanting to attract students, or whether you're performing full time or want to perform full time and are attracting the fans, right? Your dream fans. And so I just want you to stand firmly in the center of your power, knowing that you, yes, have agency. You, yes, have choice. You have choice in all of this, okay? So it's not about luck. Just let that go. If anything, if I was to rewrite this, I would say you are blessed. You are blessed if you know what you want to do in life, and you're blessed because you chose to align with Source, with God, with Mother Nature, with the universe, with the mission that you came into this world with, the mission that is on your heart and soul. You're blessed in your discovering of that. And you're incredibly blessed, not if you are able, but because you've chosen to have a career in it. Okay? All right. If you are watching YouTube and you enjoyed it, then subscribe to the channel, follow me on the socials. If you are on the podcast, like watch, binge all these other episodes that I've been putting out. Go cross-platform from podcast to YouTube, from YouTube to podcast, because I don't usually do this. Normally it's discrete. Like everything on YouTube is different than what's on the podcast. So highly recommend, if you're into what you just saw or heard, go to the other place. I have a free Facebook group. I love that. That's a great place to be. There's a free masterclass. It's a 3-day masterclass. There's a link. It's all about going after your dreams. It's called Pie in the Sky. And there's a link in the description and the show notes. And my most favorite way, if you're like, Fiona, I want more of this and I really want to work with you, is the Unshakable All Access Pass, where you get all of my programs. You get Mission Driven, you get Icon, which is coming next, Selling with Soul, Mind-Blowing Manifestation Magic, where we do get into law of attraction and manifestation, Unleashed Online, which is all about you in the greatest like freedom of expression on social media, letting go of any fear or resistance around being seen. You get everything. If you're like, Fiona, I just want to have a conversation about where to start, then message me or DM me on Instagram or Facebook, where I would love to connect as well. And now, as always, go out into the world and shine your light. You have a voice. You deserve to be heard, and the world deserves to hear you.